Ever found yourself staring at a screen, numbers blurring, wondering if you can actually move a significant chunk of change from one account to another without jumping through a million hoops? I mean, we're talking wire transfers. Those seemingly magical, yet sometimes frustrating, methods of moving money. And if you're an Ally Bank customer, or thinking about becoming one, the question looms, can they actually handle wire transfers? It's a valid question, right? In today's fast-paced world, where financial transactions happen at the speed of light, knowing your bank's capabilities is crucial. You might be buying a house, sending money overseas, or handling a large business transaction. The need for a reliable, efficient wire transfer service is undeniable. Let's be honest, dealing with banks can sometimes feel like navigating a maze. Jargon, hidden fees, and confusing processes can turn a simple transaction into a headache. We've all been there, right? You call customer service, get put on hold, and then get transferred to someone who might or might not have the answer you need. And with online banks like Ally, the process can feel even more opaque. There are no physical branches to walk into, no friendly teller to guide you through the process. It's all about navigating their digital interface, which, while usually user-friendly, can still leave you with unanswered questions. So, let's peel back the layers and get to the bottom of this. We're going to dive deep into Ally Bank's wire transfer policies, procedures, and everything you need to know to make informed decisions about your money. First, let's establish some context. What exactly is a wire transfer, and why is it so important? A wire transfer is an electronic transfer of funds from one person or institution to another. It's typically used for large sums of money and is considered a secure method of payment. Unlike ACH transfers, which can take a few business days, wire transfers are often processed within the same day, sometimes even within hours. This speed and security come at a cost, though. Wire transfers usually involve fees, both from the sending and receiving banks. And the complexity of the process can vary depending on whether it's a domestic or international wire transfer. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. Does Ally Bank offer wire transfers? The answer is yes, with some important nuances. Ally Bank does facilitate both domestic and international wire transfers. However, there are specific requirements and limitations you need to be aware of. For domestic wire transfers, Ally Bank allows you to send and receive funds. You can initiate a wire transfer through their online banking platform or by contacting their customer service. However, it's crucial to understand that Ally Bank does charge fees for outgoing domestic wire transfers. These fees can vary, so it's essential to check their current fee schedule on their website or by contacting customer service directly. When it comes to receiving domestic wire transfers, Ally Bank typically does not charge a fee. This is a significant advantage, as many traditional banks impose receiving fees. Now, let's talk about international wire transfers. This is where things get a bit more complex. Ally Bank does offer international wire transfers, but they have specific requirements and limitations. First, you'll need to provide detailed information about the recipient's bank account, including the bank's SWIFT code, which is a unique identification code used for international bank transfers. You'll also need the recipient's full name, address, and bank account number. Second, international wire transfers usually involve higher fees than domestic transfers. These fees can vary depending on the destination country and the amount being transferred. Ally Bank also uses an intermediary bank for international transfers, which may impose additional fees. Third, the processing time for international wire transfers can be longer than domestic transfers. It can take several business days, depending on the recipient's bank and the country involved. One important point to note, Ally Bank does not support all currencies for international wire transfers. You'll need to check their list of supported currencies to ensure your transaction can be processed. So, what are the key takeaways? Ally Bank does offer both domestic and international wire transfers. Outgoing domestic wire transfers incur fees, while incoming domestic wire transfers are usually free. International wire transfers have specific requirements, including providing detailed recipient information and SWIFT codes. International wire transfers involve higher fees and longer processing times compared to domestic transfers. Ally Bank does not support all currencies for international wire transfers. Now, let's talk about the practical aspects. How do you actually initiate a wire transfer with Ally Bank? The process is relatively straightforward. You can initiate a wire transfer through their online banking platform or by contacting their customer service. If you're using the online platform, you'll need to log into your account and navigate to the wire transfer section. You'll then need to provide the recipient's bank account information, including the routing number, account number, and bank address for domestic transfers, and the SWIFT code and other required details for international transfers. You'll also need to specify the amount you want to transfer and the reason for the transfer. Ally Bank may require additional documentation, especially for large transfers or international transfers. If you're contacting customer service, they'll guide you through the process and provide you with the necessary forms and instructions. It's crucial to double-check all the information you provide before submitting the wire transfer request. Any errors can lead to delays or even the loss of funds. Now, let's talk about some tips and best practices for wire transfers with Ally Bank. Always double-check the recipient's bank account information. Even a small error can cause significant problems. Be aware of the fees involved. Check Ally Bank's current fee schedule and inquire about any potential intermediary bank fees. Allow sufficient time for the transfer to process, especially for international transfers. Keep records of all your wire transfer transactions, including confirmation numbers and receipts. If you're sending a large amount of money, consider contacting Ally Bank's customer service to discuss the process and any potential requirements. If you are doing international wire transfers, make sure you know the current exchange rates. Exchange rates fluctuate, so knowing these rates will ensure you send the correct amounts. Finally, let's address some common concerns and questions people have about wire transfers with Ally Bank. One common concern is the security of wire transfers. Ally Bank uses advanced security measures to protect your transactions. However, it's essential to be vigilant and avoid sharing your bank account information with unauthorized individuals. Another common question is about the cutoff times for wire transfers. Ally Bank has specific cutoff times for processing wire transfers, and these times may vary depending on the type of transfer. It's essential to check their website or contact customer service for the latest information. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.